The front office has been working in overdrive since the owners' meetings, and the draft strategy leaking out of Chicago is nothing short of a franchise-altering revolution. We are talking about brilliant trade downs, the shocking availability of top-tier talent, and a complete overhaul of the trenches that could shape our destiny for the next 10 years. Get ready to witness a masterfully orchestrated 7-round draft plan that brings an absolute powerhouse straight into the heart of our roster. If you are as fiercely dedicated to this team's future as I am, please hit that like button, share this with your fellow fans, and subscribe right now so you never miss an update. Let us take a deep breath and really look at what this roster is crying out for as we prepare to go on the clock. It is no secret that the safety position remains our most glaring vulnerability. As it stands, we are leaning entirely on Kobe Bryant as our sole confirmed starter back there, and in today's passing league, leaving him without a true partner is a recipe for disaster. We also desperately need to inject some pure, unadulterated violence into our edge rusher rotation, because putting consistent pressure on opposing quarterbacks is non-negotiable. Then, there is the massive conversation surrounding the left tackle spot. I have completely elevated this in my personal rankings because it is a premium, game-breaking position. Listening to the decision-makers discuss the current state of our offensive line, specifically the situations involving Braxton Jones and Jedrick Wills, you can feel the underlying urgency. They are absolutely keeping their options open to draft a blindside protector early. We also cannot ignore the interior defensive line. Yes, there are a few depth pieces in place, but if a game-wrecking defensive tackle miraculously falls to us, we have to strike, even if the first-round crop is not blowing anyone away. Rounding out the wish list, we are hunting for a formidable cornerback to lock down the perimeter opposite Jalen Johnson, and a long-term anchor at the center position. Garrett Bradbury is the undisputed man in the middle for this upcoming campaign, but visionary teams always draft for tomorrow. Can we truly afford to pass on a generational talent who could protect our quarterback's blind side for the next decade, just to fill a temporary gap on the depth chart? Right now, we are armed with some serious ammunition. We have 4 highly coveted selections in the top 90 at picks 25, 57, 60, and 89. From there, we hold pick 129 in the 4th round, followed by a glaring drought in the 5th and 6th rounds, before finally closing it out with picks 239 and 241 in the 7th. It is a tricky board, but we have the perfect strategy to navigate it flawlessly. So, let us dive right into the magic of the first round. With the 25th overall pick, we are bringing Alabama offensive tackle Kaden Proctor to Chicago. The sheer amount of homework the front office has done on this young man is staggering. High-ranking scouts and executives were completely dialed in at his pro day, and the whispers of a private dinner speak volumes about their genuine interest. As it was pointed out so eloquently at the owners' meetings, locking down a franchise left tackle for 10 years is the ultimate dream, but the reality of our current roster is clouded with uncertainty. The heartbreaking injury to Ozzie Trapilo has cast a massive shadow over the short and long-term future of the position, and we simply do not know what his recovery timeline truly looks like. That is exactly why Kaden Proctor makes so much sense. He is an absolute mountain of a man at 6'7" and 352 pounds, yet he moves with a grace that completely defies his massive frame. His zone blocking grades are off the charts, which is music to our ears considering how heavily we lean on outside zone runs. He even caught a few passes on trick plays down in Tuscaloosa, showing off a level of athleticism that opens up endless creative possibilities for the play calling. If his name is called on draft night, he needs to be on the field immediately. Even if Braxton Jones is the better option for Week 1, Proctor is the undeniable future. And if Ozzie makes a miraculous, full recovery, we seamlessly slide Proctor inside to guard, creating a dominant, impenetrable wall. You simply do not overthink it when the best player available perfectly aligns with the premium positional need. Just as we are gearing up for the second round, the dynamic of the draft shifts completely. We are pulling off a brilliant trade with the Philadelphia Eagles, moving out of the 57th pick. In exchange for sliding back 11 spots to pick 68, we are also securing pick 114 in the 4th round, while tossing them one of our 7th-round flyers in return. This beautifully replenishes our Day 3 capital while keeping us firmly in the mix for premium talent. Because we still hold the 60th overall selection, and we are not hesitating for a single second. We are drafting Illinois edge rusher Gabe Jackas. He is a player whose momentum is building at the absolute perfect time. When he stepped onto the scales at the combine, he weighed in at a formidable 6'4" and 260 pounds, boasting incredible 33-inch arms and massive 10-inch hands. This is the exact, towering prototype our defensive scheme demands. His collegiate progression is a beautiful upward curve, 4 sacks early on, jumping to 8 as a junior, and exploding for 11 sacks this past season. With 85 total pressures over his last 2 campaigns, he has proven to be an absolute menace in the backfield. While his pure run defense analytics might look a little confusing to the numbers crowd, his actual run-stop rate is a highly respectable 7%. He fits the precise physical parameters that our defensive coaching staff dreams of, standing shoulder to shoulder in potential with the other top-tier edge rushers in this entire class. Thanks to our savvy trade with Philadelphia, we are back on the clock shortly after at pick 68. This is the perfect moment to address our thinnest position, so we are locking in USC safety Kamari Ramsey. The value here is absolutely sensational. He silenced the critics at the combine by blazing a 4.47 in the 40-yard dash, proving he has the deep speed to roam the secondary. While he might not have a highlight reel filled with interceptions, his evolution as a fundamental tackler is breathtaking. He took a troubling 12% missed tackle rate as a junior and completely erased it, dropping it to an astonishing 3.2% last year. That kind of reliability in open space is exactly what we need lining up next to Kobe Bryant. Ramsey has the versatility to thrive as a strong safety in our fluid, positionless secondary, naturally allowing our depth pieces to slide into more comfortable rotational roles. This brings us to our question of the day, and I really want to read your thoughts in the comments section below. Out of all the safety prospects in this year's class, who is the one player you believe perfectly fits the violent identity of this defense, and exactly which round do we need to draft him in? Let me hear your definitive answers right now. Moving smoothly into the 3rd round at pick 89, I am beyond thrilled to announce the selection of my personal favorite prospect in the entire draft, Arkansas running back Mike Washington Jr. It is genuinely baffling how he is flying under the radar in a running back class that lacks top-tier depth. He should absolutely be in the conversation as the 2nd best back on the board. He is a punishing 6'1", 225-pound bruiser who runs with terrifying explosiveness. Yes, the scouts will nitpick his 10 career fumbles over a 4-year span, so his ball security must be tightened up at the professional level. But when the football is in his hands, he is a force of nature. He can run right over a linebacker just as easily as he can make a safety miss in the open field, and his route-running ability out of the backfield is remarkably smooth. He weathered a heavy workload against fierce SEC defenses and proved he could carry the load. Our offensive system would transform him into an absolute weapon. It is entirely within the realm of possibility that he develops into a true, dominant running back 1 on Sundays. As we cross over into the early stages of Day 3, we are utilizing the crucial pick 114 that we acquired in the Philadelphia trade. We are bringing in Washington cornerback Tacario Davis. Despite dealing with some lingering injuries that limited him to just a handful of games after transferring from Arizona, his game tape is undeniable. Opposing quarterbacks logged a dismal 56 passer rating when making the mistake of throwing in his direction. Standing at an imposing 6'3" and running in the low 4.4s, he possesses the rare length and recovery speed required to thrive in aggressive press-man coverage. With our cornerback room facing a wave of uncertainty, from expiring contracts to players returning from major injuries, adding a fierce competitor like Davis guarantees that nobody on this roster is being handed a starting job without a brutal fight. Just when you think the board has settled, we are making another brilliant chess move. We are trading back yet again, sliding 20 spots from pick 129 all the way down to 149, while snagging pick 206 in the 6th round. This is asset management at its absolute finest, ensuring we have a voice in every single round of this draft, while beautifully maximizing our chances of finding hidden gems. With that newly minted pick 149 in the 5th round, we are addressing the interior defensive line with Penn State's Zane Durant. He is not a massive, immovable nose tackle. He is a 290-pound coiled spring. Our defensive philosophy demands interior linemen who can fire off the snap and violently penetrate the backfield, and Durant's explosive first step fits that vision perfectly. He will instantly fold into a healthy rotation, spelling our veterans and providing highly energetic snaps when the game is on the line. Plus, you simply cannot ignore Penn State's phenomenal track record of producing pro-ready defensive linemen. Deep into the 6th round at pick 206, the selection we just acquired, we are adding Alabama center Parker Brailsford. It is highly likely the scouting department fell in love with him while evaluating Kaden Proctor. He is a multi-year starter in the fiercest conference in college football. While he might lack traditional bulk, his mobility is a dream scenario for a scheme built on outside zone runs. More importantly, he has the advanced football intelligence needed to set protections and make complex line calls. He can quietly develop his craft behind Garrett Bradbury for a season, absorbing everything it takes to be a professional, with the very real ceiling of becoming our long-term answer at center. Finally, as the draft draws to a close in the 7th round, we are bringing in TCU linebacker Nnamdi Obiazer. He is a seasoned four-year player who brings a wealth of starting experience to the table. At 6'3" and 230 pounds, he possesses the ideal frame for the modern game, paired with the elite athletic profile we desperately need to get much faster at the second level. While he will need to develop his defensive instincts, he projects as a day-one terror on special teams who will scratch and claw for his spot on the final 53-man roster. There it is, a beautifully executed masterclass in draft navigation. We started with 7 picks, manipulated the board with utter precision, and walked away with 8 phenomenal talents that seamlessly address every critical need on this team. Now it is your turn to grade this haul. Drop an A, B, C, D, or F in the comments and let me know exactly how you feel about the future of this franchise. Thank you for bringing the incredible energy today, and bear down.